Welcome to the recorded workshop session for the Business Management Distance module.
Organizing. Now, everything that you have planned, it needs some form of organizing. Now, later, I think next semester, you shall also look at organizing in detail. But when you are looking at organizing, one thing that you should understand is you are putting structure to the business. Right. Now, when you are actually putting structure, you are actually creating a sense of order to say that we have planned to achieve this, but who is responsible for doing this? Who is responsible for this? Who is responsible for that? So that at the end of the year, when you sit down, you can actually say, okay, what went wrong? Who didn't play their part? So this is the whole essence of organizing. So organizing basically entails an analysis of the work to be done and the resources that needs to be used for those activities. It divides also the total workload into activities that can be comfortably done and be achieved by a group of people, by a department, or by individuals. It also promotes productive deployment of resources. We are saying, okay, for you 5 people, we want you to have this. If you are a sales team, we want you to have a car. You are responsible for all the sales. If you are logistics, a supply, you are responsible to ensure that all our customers receive everything that they want. Now, there are things that are very important with organizing. And if you cannot look at that, it is difficult. Now, with organizing, we said it involves the designing of jobs. If you are to look at your module guide, it has got a very good summary of this organizing, the fundamental of organizing. That is page 105. Now, you will discover that with organizing, you need to design your jobs to work-related responsibilities. You start with what we call job specialization. Now, when you are talking of job specialization, you are saying, let us group people into what they know best and do what they can do best. Right? This is, you specialize people. You say, if you have done finance, you're an expert in finance, we group you into a department and we give you tasks and responsibilities that are financially related. If you have done human resources management, we will give you everything that has to do with HR. In the process of designing jobs, we can talk of job rotation. When you're talking of job rotation, we are saying, instead of doing the same job all the time, why can't we give you this task, do this work in this department for a while, change, you also do other things, but in the same context, in the same department. Job enlargement, this is whereby you are actually increasing somebody's tasks and responsibilities. But if it is now enrichment, you have your responsibilities and tasks increased, but over and above, you are given the authorities and powers to make decisions. It's all organizing. We also have departmentalization. Like I said, that you can actually do departmentalize your organization according to functions. You can departmentalize your organization by function, by product, by location, as to Gauteng, and as to provinces where you are staying, Limpopo, Gauteng, Cape Town. And then you can also departmentalize your products or your organization according to your customers, where you find them. If there are certain products that you specifically sell for women, there are certain products that you sell specifically for girls or for children. So you can departmentalize according to the customer, according to matrix, whereby each and every department is interlinked. But one thing also in the process of organizing, there is what we call reporting relationships. Because remember, we don't want confusion in the way we'll be doing our things. Hence, you can actually establish a reporting line and say, if you are doing this job, you only report to one person. And this is what we call the span of management menu, or the chain of command. This is whereby you have one person being reporting to only one person. Why is it that? So that there's no confusion. Imagine that you are reporting to 5 bosses. What if you do not tell the other 3 or the other 4? How would they know as to what is happening? So you need to establish that to ensure that who reports to who, and ensure that who is in charge of this person. This is what we call the span of management control. This is the number of people that a manager is supposed to supervise. So the more senior you are, the more people you are supposed to manage. That is your span of control. And then there's also what we call line authority. Line authority, this is authority that one people has one they have if they are in the same job, the same role that they are playing. You do not have command over the other. But, that is staff authority. But if it is line authority, we are saying that if I am a supervisor to you, whatever that I have authority over what is happening around you. And these are relationships, and you should actually know and adhere to that. Remember, there are some situations whereby people can actually be put under disciplinary hearing for insubordination, meaning that you are failing to respect and to actually observe the authority that has been put on your superior. And then there are also coordinating activities that would also include single integrated units, integration of goals, timing, organizational charts, budgets that are also used to ensure that you attain your goals. Now, all these terms that I've been actually marathoning through, make sure you are actually, when you are given, for instance, job specification, know what it means. What does job specialization mean? What does line authority mean? And if possible, be able to give an example. Usually, looking at this table, examiners have an interest and like to give you like a case study that can also ask you to comment about what is happening. So make sure that you are quite versatile about the terms and you are knowledgeable of all the terms that are being used. Now, organizing, basically, this is how brief it is. But later on in the semester, say next semester, you are going to look at that further. Now, there are various factors that affect the organizational structure. For you to come up with a reporting relationship or an organizational structure, there are things that affect. So we are going to look at factors that affect, that influence. There are quite a number. The environment, a stable environment is good for a business, and you can continue to have and operate with the same organizational structure. So you need factors that influence it. One of them is an stable environment. A turbulent environment has got issues. When you say turbulent, it means it is not stable. The environment is always changing. And then there is also an environment that is a technologically dominated environment. Technologically and right. So it depends with what is happening in the environment. It will affect your organizational structure. If the environment is stable, you can sit down, plan, and it does not really change, and it really works for you without giving you a problem. And there's no immediate changes that you are expecting. But if the environment is turbulent, that's something else. If it is turbulent, it means it is unstable. So if it is unstable, what then happens is it's always changing, and it is even difficult for managers to actually plan on that and stick to that structure. And this usually happens when the economy is not stable, when the political environment is not stable and the like. But most organizations throughout the world these days are operating under a technologically dominated environment. What does that mean? It means that every organization these days is operating under an environment that is heavily being introduced and being bombarded with technology every now and again. So what happens for you if you want to survive? You need to adapt. Hence, your structure needs to be always changing, right? Now, this is with it for our organizing. It's so brief, but let me tell you that as we continue, we shall actually have a thorough analysis of this structure. Another thing that is also important to look at our final learning unit is controlling.